Welcome to the Daily Current Affairs by CivicCentre IAS, where we try to discuss the important articles from the Hindu, the Indian Express, and the PIB from the UPSC CSC Prelims perspective. Displayed are the list of articles which we are going to discuss in today's video. The first article of the day says that UDAN, which is the short form of Uday Desh Ka Aam Nagrik scheme. In this context, let us talk about various aspects related to UDAN scheme. See, it was launched on October 26 of 2016 under the Ministry of Civil Aviation. Significantly, it aims to enhance the regional air connectivity from unserved and undeserved airports in India, making air travel affordable for the masses. Know that it is inspired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision to democratize air travel. UDAN sought to make air travel accessible to everyone, including the common man. So, the first UDAN took off on April 27 of 2017, connecting Shimla and Delhi. Moving on to look at the key features of the UDAN scheme. See, it is a market-driven model, which means the airlines bid for routes based on demand, receiving support through viability gap funding and concessions from airport operators, the central and the state governments. Furthermore, for the airport operators, waiving landing and parking charges, discounted terminal navigation landing charges, and route navigation and facilitation charges. Then the central government capped the excise duty on aviation turbine fuel at RCS airports, incentivized code sharing agreements. Next, the state governments reduced VAT on ATF, provided essential services at reduced rates. Next, it led to the emergence of regional airlines such as Flybig, Star Air, India One Air, and Fly 91, which have benefited from UDAN. Furthermore, the scheme has also led to growing demand for new aircraft, with Indian carriers placing orders for over 1,000 new aircrafts. Next, UDAN 3.0 focused on connecting the tourism routes in the northeast. Additionally, UDAN 5.1 expanded helicopter services to remote hilly areas to promote the tourism. Furthermore, destinations such as Khajuraho, Deoghar, and Kishangarh have been made more accessible. Moving on to talk about the connectivity and the infrastructure growth. See, UDAN has operationalized 86 aerodromes across 34 states and union territories. Furthermore, the airports in locations like Darbhanga, Jharsuguda, and Tezu have flourished, serving thousands of passengers and contributing to regional economic growth. Then the number of operational airports has doubled from 74 in 2014 to 157 in 2024, with the target reaching 350 to 400 by 2047. The second article of the day says that the World Iodine Deficiency Day, also known as the Global Iodine Deficiency Disorders Prevention Day, is observed annually on 21st October. Know that the day aims to raise awareness about the essential role of iodine in making good health and to emphasize the consequences of iodine deficiency. In this context, let us talk about iodine, which is essential for health. Firstly, talking about the role of iodine. See, iodine is a crucial for the production of thyroid hormones thyroxine, T4, and thyroidopterin, T3, which regulate metabolism and are vital for fetal and infant development. Found in food and iodized salt, iodine exists in forms such as iodide, iodate, and inorganic iodine. Significantly, iodide is the most common form, quickly absorbed and used by thyroid for hormone production, with excess excreted through urine. Then, what are the consequences of iodine deficiency? See, firstly, talking about the health effects, iodine deficiency is leading cause of preventable intellectual disability globally. Also, insufficient iodine leads to inadequate thyroid hormone production, resulting in hypothyroidism and goiter, the earliest clinical sign of deficiency. Then, in the context of pregnancy and infancy, see, severe deficiency can cause cretinism characterized by intellectual disability, deaf mutism, stunted growth, and neurological abnormalities. Also, it can lead to miscarriage, stillbirth, and fetal growth retardation. Furthermore, in children, even mild deficiency can result in lower IQ and neurodevelopmental deficits. Then in adults, deficiency leads to impaired mental function, reduced productivity and goiter with a potential increased risk of thyroid cancer. The third article of the day says that Srimati Vijay Kishore Raharkar has been appointed as the chairperson of the National Commission for Women. Know that she will be the 9th chairperson of the National Commission for Women. In this context, let us talk about the National Commission for Women, in short called the NCW. See, the NCW was set up as a statutory body in January 1992 under the National Commission for Women Act of 1990 by the Government of India. Significantly, it acts as a watchdog to safeguard women's rights and promote their welfare across the country. Now, talking about the functions of the NCW, firstly, the NCW reviews and monitors the legal and constitutional protections provided to women. Secondly, it proposes remedial legislative measures to address gaps in laws affecting the women's rights. Thirdly, it also assists a woman in seeking justice by addressing their complaints and grievances. Lastly, it provides expert advice to the Government of India on all policy issues impacting women. Moving on to talk about the structure of the commission. See, under the Section 3 of the National Commission for Women Act of 1990, the commission consists of firstly a chairperson who is to be nominated by the central government and the chairperson must be committed to the cause of women. Then there are 5 members who are to be nominated by the central government. Members are chosen for their experience in the fields such as law, legislation, trade unionism, industry, women's rights, administration, economic development, health, education, and social welfare. Furthermore, at least 1 member must be from the scheduled castes and 1 from the scheduled tribes. Then a member secretary who is nominated by the central government the member secretary must be either be an expert in the management of sociological movements or an officer from the civil services of the union with relevant experience. The next article says that Odisha has started preparations to face a possible cyclone Krista in Dajana, which is likely to hit its coastal areas on October 24th, with wind speeds likely to reach 100 to 120 km per hour, according to Indian Meteorological Department. In this context, let us talk about cyclones. See, cyclones are atmospheric disturbances characterized by the rapid and often destructive air circulation around a low pressure area. Know that they are typically accompanied by violent storms, high winds, and bad weather. So, in the northern hemisphere, air circulates inward in an anti-clockwise direction, while in the southern hemisphere, it circulates clockwise. Then, cyclones are classified into 2 types, which are extratropical cyclones, also known as temperate cyclones, and tropical cyclones. Know that the term cyclone is derived from the Greek word cyclos, meaning coils of a snake, coined by Henry Peddington to describe the storm patterns in the Bay of Bengal and the Arabian Sea, which resemble a coiled serpent. Talking about the cyclone classifications, firstly the extratropical cyclones, which occur in the temperate and high altitude regions and known to originate in the polar regions. Then the tropical cyclones, which develop between the tropics of Cancer and Capricorn. Know that the large-scale weather systems are developed over tropical or subtropical waters, forming the surface wind circulation. Furthermore, it powered by the heat from the sea and driven by winds such as easterly trades and temperate westerlies. Significantly, the World Meteorological Organization defines tropical cyclones as weather systems with winds exceeding gale force. These are the tropical terminology across different regions. You can just have a look. The next article says that Quad group of countries, India, Australia, Japan, and the United States, held back-to-back naval war games, deepening interoperability and honing, in particular, their anti-submarine warfare skills. Furthermore, XS Malabar, comprising the 4 countries, concluded on Friday off the coast of Vishakhapatnam. See, the Quad, known as the Quadrilateral Security Dialogue, is an informal strategic forum comprising of 4 nations, namely Australia, India, Japan, and the USA. Significantly, the 4 countries share a common interest in maintaining a free and open Indo-Pacific, promoting democracy, human rights, and the rule of law, and countering China's expanding influence in the region. Know that the Quad was initially formed in 2007 during an informal meeting of the leaders from the Association of Southeast Asian Nations. Notably, it was Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe who first proposed the idea of creating the Quad. Now, what are the principles of Quad? See, the motive behind Quad is to keep strategic sea routes in the Indo-Pacific free of any military or political influence. So it is basically seen as a strategic grouping to reduce the Chinese domination. Significantly, the core objective of Quad is to secure a rules-based global order, freedom of navigation, and a liberal trading system. Furthermore, the coalition also aims to offer alternative debt financing for nations in the Indo-Pacific region. Then, how does Quad function? See, the Quad is a loose grouping rather than a formal alliance. So it does not have a decision-making body or a secretariat or a formal structure like NATO or the United Nations. Furthermore, unlike NATO, the Quad does not include provisions for collective defense, instead of choosing to conduct joint military exercises as a show of unity and diplomatic cohesion. Know that the alliance is maintained through summits, meetings, information exchanges, and military drills. The next article says that Delhi's air quality worsened late Sunday, with AQI passing 300 due to farm fires in Punjab and Haryana, forecasted to remain very poor through Wednesday. In this context, let us talk about the Air Quality Index, in short called the AQI. See, the AQI in India is a tool designed to provide the public with real-time information about the quality of air in their localities. Know that the AQI system categorizes air quality into 6 levels, ranging from good, amounting to 0 to 50, to severe, which is 400 plus, providing an easily understandable way to assess the impact of pollution on health. So the categories are good, which amounts to 0 to 50, satisfactory 51 to 100, moderate 101 to 200, poor 201 to 300, very poor 301 to 400, and lastly severe amounting to 401 to 500. Significantly, the air quality index is based on the concentrations of 8 key pollutants, which are particulate matter 10, particulate matter 2.5, nitrogen dioxide, ozone, sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide, ammonia, and lead. Know that each pollutant's concentration is converted into a numerical scale that reflects its health impact, and the pollutant with the highest score determines the overall AQI for that location. The next article says that Russia's foreign minister supports the inclusion of India, Brazil, and African nations as permanent members of the UN Security Council. Notably, this stance aligns with India's long-standing efforts for UNSC reform, emphasizing the need to reflect the current global geopolitical realities. Notably, leaders from the US, UK, and the France also back India's bid. In this context, let us talk about the United Nations Security Council. See, the United Nations Security Council, in short called the UNSC, is one of the 5 principal organs of the United Nations responsible for maintaining international peace and security. Know that the UNSC resolutions are binding on all member states. Established on Jan 17th of 1946, the UNSC includes 5 permanent members like the US, Russian Federation, the United Kingdom, China, and France, who hold veto power, and 10 non-permanent elected members elected for 2-year terms by the General Assembly. Furthermore, in situations that may cause a threat to peace and security, the UNSC's first action is to recommend the parties involved to try to reach an agreement by peaceful means. Notably, the Council may issue ceasefire directives, deploy peacekeeping forces, or take other measures such as imposing economic sanctions, trade embargoes, or authorizing military action. Also, the Security Council fosters negotiations, imposes sanctions, and authorizes the use of force, including the deployment of peacekeeping missions. The last article of the day says that a female cheetah is pregnant and expected to deliver cubs soon at the Kuno National Park in Madhya Pradesh, Shiopur district. In this context, let us talk about Project Cheetah and then about the Kuno National Park. Firstly, talking about the Project Cheetah. See, the Cheetah Reintroduction Project in India formally commenced on 17 September of 2022 to restore the population of cheetahs which were declared extinct in the country in 1952. Significantly, the Project Cheetah is the world's first intercontinental large wild carnivore translocation project. Furthermore, the project involves the translocation of cheetahs from South Africa and Namibia to Kuno National Park in Madhya Pradesh. Note that the project is implemented by the National Tiger Conservation Authority in collaboration with the Madhya Pradesh Forest Department, Wildlife Institute of India, and cheetah experts from Namibia and South Africa. Then, what are the objectives of Project Cheetah? Firstly, establishing a meta-population of wild cats is one of the long-term goals of Project Cheetah. Secondly, to restore the ecological role of cheetahs in India's ecosystems. Thirdly, to promote conservation efforts for cheetahs globally. And lastly, to contribute to national biodiversity and habitat conservation. Now, talking about the Kuno National Park, see, it is located in the Shiopur district in Madhya Pradesh. Know that it is nestled near the Vindhyan Hills. So, in this video, we have discussed 8 articles in total for today from the Hindu, the Indian Express, and the PIB from the UPSC CSC Prelims perspective. We'll be back again with another video tomorrow. Thank you.